So when you tell a story, normally there's a beginning, there's a middle, and an end, and you tell the story in that order. But I'm going to start this story with the end. I'm here with my daughter. We're at the vet, and we're about to trailer our horse back from the vet to his home. That's gonna make sense in just a second, but I wanna share with you something that I recorded. I don't think you even know that I did this yet. I recorded something several days ago when this whole situation seemed a lot bleaker. And this is a story about a parent walking your teenagers and your kids through difficult times. So this isn't gonna be a happy video. I think it'll be a good video. I think it's a worthwhile video. But if you're looking for something to kind of like relax and keep your mind off of like a stressful day, this is probably not the video for you. I promise the next video that I make will be another lighthearted, fun video, but this one's different. I'm at that point in my life where my kids are kind of transitioning from being kids to being adults, and you start to see what they might do for the rest of their lives. Now, obviously that can change. I even look at my own life, and like every decade looks radically different than the decade before it. But for my oldest son, like his thing is automotive. For my middle daughter, it's music and performance. And for my youngest daughter, it's horses.
Good boy, Scout. Good boy.
I can't even remember the moment like this came undone. I know we had a neighbor across the street, and their daughter was into horses and invited Addison out to a thing, and she sat on a horse, and in that moment, I think she realized this is probably what I'm gonna do for the rest of my life. And we eventually got a horse of our own, and she began the process of working with this horse and training it, and in the process, like training herself. Now, this horse is older. It's 22 years old, which is like not ready to send it out to pasture, but it's lived a lot of its life. But the upside to that is, especially for a young rider, an older horse is going to be easier for someone who is inexperienced to learn and to grow with. And we've had a lot of adventures with this crazy horse.
Nada.
All right, he's in. Yes. That took
11 minutes.
That took way longer. But this week we had a moment where we were heading to the barn on Monday just to do like normal barn chores, and Addison had a lesson, a normal day. We get a call from someone at the barn saying, you need to come quick, your horse is down. We think it might be colic, and so we call the vet out. Colic, it's just like with babies. It's just having a hard time just processing food and gas and all that. But with horses, if you don't treat it right away, it could kill him. We feel like we've caught it early. They do what they need to do. They reduce his food and like work him back up to like a full meal because they feel like that might be part of it. So the poor guy didn't get to eat that night. And then the next day it was like quarter portions, and we were gonna work him up to like half portions and full portions and all that. Tuesday seemed to be great. Wednesday was on a roll, and then we get a call on Wednesday saying that he's down again. Well, now we're thinking maybe it's his blood sugar because he hasn't eaten like at the normal amounts that he normally would. This time my wife and my daughter trailer him up to the vet, and he spends the night, Wednesday night at the vet, has a great night, but Thursday morning, he has a seizure. And now all the pieces of the puzzle are starting to click. It probably wasn't colic on Monday. It was probably a seizure. It probably wasn't the blood sugar on Wednesday. It was probably a seizure. They think maybe 3 to 5 of these things. Now, there's a couple of things that it could be that are treatable, but most likely this is neurological and it's a brain tumor, something in that realm. And there's just really not anything that you can do. So by Thursday, we're having conversations about like, we might need to put this horse down. And what does that mean? And now I find myself walking my youngest daughter through the grieving process. I mean, she's a teenager. She's had moments of loss, but like this is probably the biggest one to date. And it's in these moments that you as a parent feel completely inadequate in the job that is given to you in terms of like raising your kids. But I find that all those instincts of I want to fix it, I want to make it better, all of that, like you just have to turn all that stuff off because there's not a thing that you can do. The only thing you can do is come around your daughter, the person that you love, and let them know that they're not alone. That this burden that they have someone else and other people, like a whole community, hopefully, that can help carry this burden. And there might be moments that they're too weak to take the next step, but they can rely on someone else. What makes this worse is that in this very moment, there's some test results coming back that look a little promising, not a lot promising. Like, don't get your hopes up. But instead of being able to like process and say, okay, we're gonna have to move on with this chapter, and then you begin the grieving process and move on, because we're in this hurry up and wait game, it's like, well, that just makes it worse. Because of course, if the horse can survive this, that's what we ultimately want. But it's like, I don't know is so hard. So I think all we really can do is just like take it moment by moment. We went to the vet yesterday with the mindset of this is probably one of the last times that we're gonna see this horse. And so we brought a friend that is a photographer to take what we are probably thinking are the last photographs with my daughter in this horse. And the truth is, there's going to be other horses. If this is the thing that she does for the rest of her life, there will be other horses and there'll be other losses. But this is the first one. So that test result that I was talking about was for something I think called EMP? EPM, she says. So they started putting him on medication for that, and he responded really well to it. So we're back here at the barn and we're bringing back a horse.
Goodness.
Needless to say, it has been a roller coaster of emotions, but this is a good thing. This is a good day.